Motorsports are in decline. Tracks across the country are closing, facing financial strain or complaints from neighbors. Interest from fans is falling too. Last year's NASCAR TV ratings were down 20% from 2017. It's a tough reality, but racing is on the ropes, and I want to find out why. Most of us played baseball, right? Look, this is a car channel, I know, but I bring up baseball because auto racing is a sport, like baseball. If kids today don't participate in T-ball, then in about 15 years, the MLB is gonna be in some real trouble. The same goes for racing leagues like NASCAR, IndyCar, and the NHRA. Without amateur drivers improving their skills and climbing the ranks, we will eventually run out of pro drivers when the current crop starts retiring. So how do we foster healthy amateur drivers? Well, to save racing, we need to save racetracks. Like any other business, racetracks close because they run out of money. So how does that happen? Say that we, Donut Media, bought a racetrack. Antioch Speedway, an off-road park in Caldwell County, North Carolina to be exact. I found it for sale on Racing Junk for less than $500,000. That kind of money can't even get you a house in LA, but we can get a racetrack. Let's do it. Okay, so we buy the track. It's a half-mile dirt oval with a 6-mile off-road course attached. Let's just focus on that oval. We'll call it the Donut Dome. Our goal is to make a little bit of money with the facility and not just say that we own a track. According to this article I found by Jonathan Masters, we're about to spend a ton of cash. First, we gotta pay a sanctioning fee to a touring racing series. This is gonna let us host a league race in the first place. This will cost us about $3,500, and pricing depends on the size of the league. Next, we gotta do some marketing. In a market like North Carolina, ads on the radio, newspaper, posters, and some social media are gonna run us about $2,100. We've already spent over $5,000, and we haven't even opened the track yet. Speaking of the track, we need people to work the event. We need track officials, people at the gate, security, a tower crew, announcers, concessions, support staff, and an ambulance. For one night of racing, a small track like ours can spend about $4,000 on payroll. We gotta make sure racers can actually drive on our track. We gotta pay our guys to prep it.
There's a river flowing underneath this racetrack.
And it's gonna cost us nearly $400 in electricity to light our arena for one night. Last is our biggest expense, the prize money. Big racers aren't gonna come to the Donut Dome if there isn't good money on the line. How about, say, 10 large if you win? If we have 4 classes running that night with second and third place winning cash too at $5,000 and $2,500, then we're gonna need about $70,000 in prize money. In total, we need $79,600 for one night of racing at a podunk half-mile oval in the middle of North Carolina. Sorry that I said podunk. We love North Carolina here at Donut. We've been there, great state. I actually really want to go to Asheville. Now it's time for a little math. Hashtag math boy. If our track has 3,000 seats, then we need $26.53 per head to break even on one night of racing. If we round that up to $30 for spectators, then that comes out to $90,000, a little over 10 grand in profit. Not bad. But I personally think $30 is a little steep for our little dirt track in the middle of nowhere. So if we add 1,000 seats in the form of new bleachers on the other side of the track, then we can drop ticket prices to a much more reasonable $20. But to do that, a single 10-row bleacher set holding 184 fans will cost us about $7,000, and we need 6 of those to bring ticket prices down to attract more fans. Oh wait, 6 times... I don't have $42,000 to spend on more seating, so what am I supposed to do? This is just one example of all the considerations track promoters have to make. It is really, really hard to make money with a racetrack, and it doesn't get easier the bigger you get. The Circuit of the Americas near Austin, Texas is currently the only track in the US big enough to host Formula One racing. In my opinion, it's a pretty sick track. But like the Donut Dome, COTA, or Circuit of the Americas, has its own set of financial woes. First, the track costs nearly $300 million to build. General admission for the upcoming F1 race starts at $189. COTA has a seating capacity of 120,000 people, so if they only sold general admission and sold out the F1 race, a tough feat in its own right, they'd make $22,680,000. At that rate, they'd pay off the construction in a little over 13 years. Unfortunately though, that might not be enough for COTA. Remember that $3,500 sanctioning fee we needed to pay the little touring league back at the Donut Dome? To bring F1 to COTA, the track depends on Texas paying Formula One around $25 million for one weekend of racing. Goddamn. So I guess the Donut Dome isn't gonna host F1 anytime soon. Unfortunately for COTA investors, the track is already losing value. COTA was valued at $271 million in 2014, losing $30 million in value just 2 years after opening. I do the cute little quote things because according to an article by The Statesman, this shouldn't be a surprise because racetracks often cost much more to build than they become being worth. But it's not just finances that can bring a track down, it can also be neighbors. Laguna Seca is possibly California's most famous racetrack. It's home to the Corkscrew, one of the best turns in the entire world. But despite being a huge destination since 1957, Laguna is in trouble. Even though Laguna has been a well-known racetrack since 1957, people still decided to build their dream homes right next to an active racetrack. These homeowners have since lobbied hundreds of complaints about the noise to the city council. We're talking 90 decibel limits on track days. That is lower than California's new law that everyone was all pissed off about. If you haven't seen our episode on that, check it out, it's pretty fun. Have you ever heard of the Laguna Seca pipe? They look like this. People put ridiculous 3-foot mufflers on the back of their legitimate race cars. It's pretty stupid looking. The track only has a limited number of unrestricted noise days, which limits how many big events they can put on, and that really hampers the track's income. These people that literally moved next to a racetrack are suddenly surprised that there is noise coming from a racetrack. You're being selfish, and I hate you. Seriously. Speaking of income, there's one final aspect harming racing in the US: entry fees for drivers. Since less fans are attending small racetracks, promoters are asking higher entry fees from drivers. How is the amateur to pro pipeline gonna function now? It's a self-harming cycle. If less people are racing, less fans are gonna come out. And if less fans come out, then tracks are gonna make less money, then they close. And then, fans aren't gonna wanna drive further to other tracks that are still open, so then those tracks close too. Now, people don't watch racing at all. And the big pro series, they're gonna start losing attendance too. So then what happens? Racing just stops? It's not a sustainable ecosystem. And another negative to think about, if these racetracks close, they're gonna race and drive hard on the streets. That's just what's gonna happen. Bringing it back to baseball, what if it cost 20 grand for your kid to play t-ball and there was only one baseball diamond and they couldn't cheer because the neighbors would complain and they had to put little pads on the baseball bat so it didn't make noise, but the cars driving by the field were louder than the game? Nobody would wanna play. But the reality is, it's on us to save our racetracks. It's April. The racing season is in full swing. Go to your local tracks. Support the small events. If enough of us go, they won't be small for long. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. I really hope you liked it. I want to thank this week's sponsor, Experian. Boosting your credit score can take months, even if you really try. Believe me, I know. But now there's a fast and easy way to boost your credit score for free. Experian Boost boosts your credit score with payments you're already making, like your utility bill and your cell phone bill. That's right, up until now, those bills did not count towards your credit. But now, thanks to Experian Boost, they can. Experian Boost is safe, secure, and 100% free with no credit card required. Most people who boost with Experian Boost see an increase of 10 points or more on their credit score. Experian Boost can potentially help you establish or increase your access to credit. Boost your FICO score for free. Experian Boost is only available at Experian.com/donut. That's EXPERIAN.com/donut. Had to keep track of that in my head. People all across America have already boosted their credit with Experian Boost, and you should too. Thanks for watching this episode of WheelHouse. If you want to see more of this weird guy ranting, hit that yellow subscribe button. Seriously, go to a local race this weekend. Go get a hot dog. It's awesome. Follow me on Instagram at Nolan Sykes. Follow Donut at Donut Media. Go watch a race I'll see you next time.